Welcome back to the House of Faith and Fashion. Today we've been discussing how to elevate your spirituality and appearance at any age. And right now I'm being joined by celebrity wardrobe stylist, style editor, lifestyle coach, Julie Eliza Vogel. Welcome to the House of Faith and Fashion, Julie. Thank you for visiting me here.
I'm so excited.
I've never met you before, but I feel like we're going to do this.
I feel so too. I'm very excited, Toby.
So let's get into this. As a fashion stylist for more than 30 years, where did you get your start in the fashion? How did this all begin?
I grew up in New York City, and I started in my 20s as an image consultant and wardrobe stylist. And then I moved to LA when I was in my 30s. And that's really where my career took off in the fashion industry. And I started working. We all start working in retail when we're in fashion, right?
That's where the source beat comes in. You know, you have to be on the floor to know what's going on.
Bonwit Tellers, does that ring a bell?
Oh God, yes.
That was the first job in New York City. I was 16. And so that's where it all began. And it's been quite a ride because I've worked in all facets of the industry. Celebrity styling, red carpet. I have this goal and mission in life is that I want, we were talking right before we got on air about how I look like I'm going to a cocktail party. I feel like we should be living our lives like we're always going to cocktail parties. Like life should be lived,
every day is a cocktail party. Listen, considering the times that we live in and the atmosphere right now, I think a lot of people would just like to step into a cocktail dress and just forget what's going on with the rest of the world.
I really believe that how we're feeling on a given day, even if we're putting on a coordinated set with our lipstick and the right handbag, it's going to up the level of the serotonin in our brain. I call it serotonin dressing because if I get on a call, a Zoom call, even if I'm doing, because we all know the trick, I can be dressed waist up in this and then waist down in my PJs. Like right now, I'm just showing you, girl. I got these on, even though I could be wearing my slippers, because the truth is, I want to feel as good as I look. And when that shoe is on my foot, it elevates.
I do believe that, putting on the right shoe and the right everything definitely elevates you. And I think that obviously the combination of faith and fashion that's my sweet spot. It's my happy place, the House of Faith and Fashion. It's something that I built. And you're right. A lot of people think that those two subjects are not related, and they're absolutely related. So how, as an image consultant, how do you help women embrace and celebrate themselves besides say, girl, put on a cocktail dress and some chandelier earrings and you're going to feel better?
The truth is, Toby, people accuse me of being a unicorn. Well, that's not an accusation, but I've been called this unicorn because it's beyond the clothes. When I'm working with a client, or even just interacting with women, it's a much deeper level of confidence. It goes within, and we all know that. I mean, yes, the outside, like we were just talking about, can affect the serotonin and the inside. But I truly believe all women at all ages and stages of our lives, we are magnificent and we're beautiful and we're so unique, and we have to know that inside. So how do I do that? Where does that come from? How do I take care of myself? Who are the people that I surround myself with? I think these are all very important factors to confidence. Confidence can be construed as arrogance, and it's really not. Confidence is self-love, self-acceptance, feeling comfortable in our own skin. And honestly, that has taken me, I'm 62 years old. I am more confident today in my own skin, showing my skin, than I was when I was 22 years old.
Wow. I've heard that you also do luxury for less as a fashion expert.
Luxury for less is about, yes, mixing the high end and the low end pieces, because obviously not everyone can afford to buy a $5,000 designer bag, right. And truly there are incredible retailers that are doing a great job in the reproduction department.
So I myself am a spiritual leader and a fashion expert. And I know that's a very crazy combination that actually gave birth to the books, that gave birth to the show. And it combined my faith in fashion in a wonderful platform such as this. But my question to you is a lifelong life coach and a fashion stylist. Where was the time that your passions met, that you had that aha moment, that you went, bing, these two go together?
I love that question, Toby. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was in my early 20s, I actually went into a field where I was working in social work, and I was working with drug addicts, incarcerated drug addicts. And there was a man that walked into my office. He was homeless. And I want to say, it was like a toss up. Am I going to go into fashion? I'm going to go into, am I going to be an actress, or am I going to help people? And so I had this job, and this man walks into my office, and he's a homeless guy. We're this far apart. He's sitting right at my desk. And I look in his eyes and I go, Daniel, God has a purpose for you. You are here for a reason. I believe in you. And I also believe that can do anything. And I'm going to pray for you.
Anything.
2 years later, I'm on the LIRR going to the Hamptons, and I'm on the train, and this man walks up to me and he goes, Julie Vogel. And I go, yes, hi. And he goes, it's Daniel, clean shaven, dressed. He goes, Daniel Clark. He goes, you had me in your office. You told me that you were going to pray for me. I got clean and sober. You saved my life. I'm sharing this story with you because that was my heart, and that's what I wanted to do in the world. But when it comes to the confluence of how did that segue into my fashion career, when I am with any client, anybody, I've worked with the most obviously affluent, famous.
Right.
It's a very intimate relationship. And I have been put in front of people that I know wouldn't darken the door of a church or, a synagogue, but I know that they have been going through the trials and tribulations, and they could use that injection of faith. And God, I really believe, has divinely put me in people's lives. I know it's about fashion and what I do, and maybe they know or they don't know, but whenever I have someone in front of me, I know He has me there for a reason. And I cannot tell you how many people have opened up to me. It's about God for me is love. God for me is hope. God for me is compassion, forgiveness. And it doesn't matter whether you are helping someone who's a drug addict, whether you are dressing someone for a red carpet, we all need that infusion, in my opinion.
So basically, what you're saying is definitely not, there's nothing basic about what you're saying. And also I hear you loud and clear because you're speaking to the soul of me, not just this person. So I totally understand you, and I appreciate that. And I admire you for being in this team of faith and fashion together, or any creativity together with faith. So it was so much fun having you here today. And we come to the end of this segment, but I have my rapid fire, my faith questions. You might have already answered, but how much faith do you need to be in business?
You need it 100%, because like anything else in life, it's never going to take that circuitous route. And you have to be adaptable, and you have to trust. Faith is about, seeing what's not seen, not knowing what's around the bend, but trusting your vision and having faith moving forward, especially as an entrepreneur. Yes.
Do you think your talents are God-given, even though I know the answer to that question already?
Yes, I think that God, absolutely, everything I am, everything is God-given.
Okay, so let me ask, this could be a little bit controversial. So how do you think somebody should dress for a house of worship?
I think it depends. If you're in a very conservative, religious setting, and you have to even be covered in certain areas of, whatever, then obviously you have to aspire to that. But I do believe God is more interested in our hearts. I mean, this is the dichotomy. He wants our hearts. That being said, God also, when I'm serving Him, when I wake up in the morning and I pray and I say, how can I be of best service to you? I want to give you my best, God. So when I go into a church or whatever, I'm going to make the effort to give Him my best.
I totally understand your answer. Thank you again, Julie. And how can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Julie Eliza Styling. You can also find me on my website, julieelizastyling.com.
Thank you so much for visiting me. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm sure the viewers just loved it. Don't go far. I'll be right back after this quick break.